So for a child to be tested into special ed, or our process for testing speech sound at our school is usually the gen ed teacher has to follow 40 days of an RTI process. And then once the 40 days are completed for special ed, they will be turned into the special ed teacher, which will then get the testing set up for the speech language pathologist and the nurse. Our SLP is the one who does the hearing test, and then it is passed off to the nurse for the vision test. And from that point, the speech language pathologist usually knows if they want to test the child in speech, which they do. The psychometrist actually tests for other criteria like SLD or ID and stuff, but the speech language pathologist does the speech intervention for that. So you want to, at our school personally, we go through the 40-day process and then to the SLP for the hearing, and then the nurse for the vision. The nurse is our last stop. So the nurse usually keeps a copy, and then I keep a copy, and then I pass it off to the psychometrist. The psychometrist will not test unless the child has been through 40 days of RTI and has passed both vision and hearing. So once it's passed off to the psychometrist, we'll have a meeting to get permission from the parent if they can be tested for special ed or speech or whatnot. And then the psychometrist goes through 30 days of testing. And then we meet again and we go over the results with the parents. And if the parents accept special education rights, we then create an IEP. If it is just for speech, the SLP will be the case manager of the IEP. If it is for speech and other services such as reading, math, or behavior, the special ed teacher will be the case manager of the IEP. So a roadblock with all of this is it seems to take so long because it's 40 days for the RTI process, which I've noticed a lot of gen ed teachers struggle with because they don't always understand it. That it has to be an intervention program that they use on these students. They have to take time out of the day. It's got to be consecutive days. And then you get all the testing. So you got to make sure the SLP can do the testing, and then the nurse can do the testing. And then you meet with a psychometrist, and then you hold the eligibility. So it's 30 days for the testing for the psychometrist. And then when the parents do accept special ed or speech, it's an additional 30 days for the IEP to be written. So it's a long process for the kids to receive services. And I feel like there's a lot of hold up when they're in the gen ed classes because the gen ed teacher is so busy with other things. And then also they don't really understand the process, or a majority of them don't understand the process for them to be entered into special ed.